I don't want to feel the pain anymore. Took a shot for breakfast, didn't kill the pain that's been hanging around. Guess I'm the one to blame. I don't want to drink alone anymore. I don't want to drink alone anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. I can't eat, I can't sleep since you've been gone. All I do is drink, 'cause I was the one that was wrong. Oh, I was wrong. I don't want to drink alone anymore. I don't want to drink alone anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. I don't want to drink alone anymore. I don't want to drink alone anymore.
Hi! You guys are watching In the Spotlight with Kadie Lynn and Aaron Scott. And this week, Brian Adam Joyner. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Where did my audio go? Man, that's weird.
I think I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Okay, I'm here now.
We're all here.
Nice lipstick.
Can you not? Look, I put on this lipstick just because, I think it's cute, whatever. I show my mom and Aaron, and they go, put your hair in pigtails. If you're going to look crazy, you might as well go all the way.
The lipstick's okay. The pigtails, make it punk. It makes it punkish. Okay.
Silence.
She's mad now.
Silence.
Mm-hmm. You owe me candy now.
Well, I don't have candy, but I have something good. We need a mascot for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like a inanimate mascot, not like
Not
Gabby.
like Gabby that doesn't stay.
Yeah, Upchurch has the rooster.
Okay.
And
we didn't talk about this beforehand, so y'all are either going to get a good reaction out of me or a bad one.
Well, Austin tried his hand at taxidermy one time. And it turns out that he did some taxidermy work, and it wasn't too bad for his first time. But
Ew, look at my face.
Uh-oh, where's this going?
It literally has no face.
It has no head.
All right. Okay.
Quack, 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 quack.
I will
That's
literally
kinda-
punch you on
That
the
is really
air.
creepy.
Quack, quack.
Thank you.
It's very creepy.
I dig it.
What's its name?
I don't know. What do you want to name it? I don't know.
We'll have to think about that.
Think we ought to just set it here while we.
It's like,
Oh my god.
did y'all watch Stranger Things?
Yes. Every single episode, every
Okay,
single season.
it's the monster from Stranger Things if it was a duck,
a Demogorgon.
right? It's a demo
A
duck.
Demoduck.
Yes.
Well, why don't you interview him now? Since it seems like we're trying to make the show about a headless duck.
A Demoduck.
Demo duck. Stranger Things fans out there.
Anyway, hi.
Hi, Katie.
So tell us. It sounded like you were too enthused.
I'm
Hi,
very
Kate.
enthused.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
So tell us about that last song.
That's one of my greatest hits. That's the first song I ever wrote. And
Really?
yeah, it's recorded on 3 records, I think.
Nice.
It's on the Just Me. It's on my old Hard Country record, which we were talking about earlier. and I think it's on my acoustic record. Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't. It's either that one or Whiskey. I can't remember which. But
Speaking of all those albums, you guys go listen to them on.
the easiest thing to do is just Google me, Brian Adam Joyner, with Y's, and all my stuff comes up. You can actually screw it up a little bit. I've tried it out. And I won't try it.
Adam is Adaym.
No,
Adam.
The first Brian and Joyner with Y's. Adam is just like you would expect. Nerd.
That's why you had to explain that. There you go.
Nerd.
Not all people are smart. Okay, you don't have to be rude about it.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, y'all.
Anyway.
Sorry, spelling challenged people.
My mom is the worst.
I'm really bad at it.
Look, my mom will be like, how do you spell won't? W-O-N-T. That's what I thought. I just wasn't sure.
Sometimes it just doesn't look right. You know, you write it down and sometimes it doesn't look right.
It does. It does. You know, I was labeling videos last night and I was trying to spell Beatles. And I wrote down Beatles, the Beatles, and it didn't look right.
Yeah.
And so I actually had to go and Google the Beatles. And
it's a play on word because that's not how you spell Beatles. It's beat, like B-E-A-T, as in like a beat of a song, L-E-S. Beatles is spelled B-E-E-T-L-E-S.
Oh.
See, I didn't know that.
I'm a hardcore Beatles fan.
Because when have you ever had to spell the word Beatle? Like we don't call them Beatles around here; they're June bugs, or
nasty
dung
things.
bugs, or what? You know,
Yeah, it's mostly just June bugs.
Yeah,
they're all over the place. June bug talk.
I think we should all just sit here and stare at the camera for a minute. Moment of silence. My dad's over there shaking his head no.
For the headless duck.
Dimmaduck. Gotta be on the new season of Stranger Things.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. Just like imagine like a huge duck
They fly and then they eat you.
with their no head.
Yeah, with their no head.
This is terrible. Guys, how do you like this so far? We're just a bunch of idiots.
So another radio show my buddy Josh Vincent does.
Mm-hmm.
They have a mascot and it's a vulture with just bones in a cage. And I think
pretty cool.
Its name is Bones, I think.
That's depressing.
Yeah, so at least
that's a lot cooler than this. I mean,
Dimmaduck.
he's mounted on the top of a shoebox. Did you notice that?
Yes, that's classic.
I actually didn't until just now.
That's classic.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find something else.
Yeah.
My mom's shaking her head no, she's like, that ain't happening.
Hey, what if we get one of the little rubber duckies, go in the bathtub, except a bigger one,
And
and
then
cut the head off and stick it over that?
Or we could actually make it a true Dimmaduck and get I don't know how to do it. Get an octopus and stick in its mouth and have I don't know. I'm thinking. I got this. Do you know what we're talking about, Aaron?
My mom does.
No, not really.
Look,
if you had a phone, I have a phone.
we could do something completely stupid, like just put a teddy bear head right there.
All right, everybody, get out your phones and Google.
I
Stranger
can't.
Things.
Mine's on the freaking roof.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
wait.
lengths we go to get this show to you people live. Yeah.
We are connected to my hotspot, and my hotspot is like 20 feet in the air.
On some
my cell phone.
electrical conduit inside of a Ziploc bag.
20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
My phone might lose its life tonight. Moment of silence for my phone and Dimmaduck.
And we're really worried. It's if wind starts blowing.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Dude, I literally just got this phone. It's nowhere close to paid off yet.
Yeah, isn't that like an
Help.
what iPhone model is it?
XS.
There's
Oh,
that's the mouth. That's what we would put on that duck.
And get a weird, ugly flower.
huh.
Dead flower.
It's like a meaty.
Oh my God.
It's a fleshy flower.
You know, there's
I
probably
have
that's
dead
what it is.
roses in my room.
there's probably enough flesh left on there to do that with.
Dude, I literally have dead roses in my room. Let's stick one in its face.
I hope everyone that didn't see the picture I showed Googled Demogorgon and just found a picture. You guys know what we're talking about.
Dimmaduck. If
You guys-
not, then go watch Stranger Things. It's a good show.
It's really good. It's addictive.
Very.
Hey, well, you want to play us something? And
Absolutely.
We got a few comments rolling in. We'll go ahead and get to those after you play us something.
I have nothing for headless ducks or demo ducks.
Darn.
So what am I gonna do? We didn't even lead up to all my. I don't know. I don't want to do. Let's do something. I'll do something off that you Googlers out there can see. So this is called Beer Tastes Better With You. I'll just sing it and we'll talk about it later. Since we're in silly mode. You sneak out on the back porch to drink a few. It's a rough ride inside, and those beers are cold and smooth. She go out with friends, and I come home. I'd stay up real late, drinking beer all alone. When I was sad and blue, beer helped me through. It's always been a friend, and I love my brew. Beer tastes better with you. Cried in my beer when she made me leave. Those salty tears in that beer tasted good to me. She was with him is all over town. The whiskey burned my throat and the beer chased it down. When I was sad and blue, beer helped me through. It's always been a friend, and I love my brew. Beer tastes better with you. Now I'm not blue, 'cause I'm in love with you. When I was sad and blue, beer helped me through. It's always been a friend, and I love my brew. Beer tastes better with you. Beer tastes better with you.
Brian, that was awesome, but oh my god, my dog is freaking out about this duck. She got up on the edge of the couch and was about to jump on the table.
That is awesome.
She's over here growling. Why didn't you let her jump? That would have been the funniest thing in the world.
Maybe she's part retriever.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's that small to be a retriever. Gabby, come here.
So that
Come here, honey.
that was a song I
Look,
wrote.
look. Y'all can't see her in the camera.
Oh, there she comes. Now you can see her.
She's gonna rip its no head off. Y'all heard that echo from the springs.
Now,
I'm sort of speechless.
I don't know what.
We have a demo duck.
And a spazzed out dog.
Hey, what did they call the dog versions of the Demogorgon? Demodogs?
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now we can talk about music.
Can we?
I don't know.
hope.
I think we're spinning wildly out of control.
I don't think we were ever in control.
No.
What is the story about that song?
Oh, so Nicole, we joke we're not married, but we have a baby together. We live together. Nicole, call her my baby mama. When we started dating, we were out drinking somewhere and having fun, and one of us said, "Oh, beer tastes better with you." We're like, we point, look at each other, point. That's a song, right? Like you do with your friends. Mm-hmm. That's a song. So I went and wrote it, and I took it back to her and played it for her, and she goes, "That's not what I thought that was going to be about. That's not what I thought you were going to write." I'm like, "Oh, well, honey, I have to, So I explained it to her. I had to talk about the bad things to contrast it with the good feeling, and all these songwritery things, right?
Which makes the good feeling 10 times
Yeah.
better.
She goes, "I don't know about this." So I said, okay, I'll go try again. So what I decided to do was add the bridge. Now I'm not blue, 'cause I'm in love with you.
Sorry, I had to.
No, that was good. We can do it again in a minute.
Okay.
So I think that made her happy. I don't know. She eventually just let it go, but I've recorded it and released it on Texas Regional Radio, and Brett Dillon played it yesterday on the range, and all good.
My dog is freaking out over this dumb duck.
Now the range, that's 93.5, isn't it?
95, yeah, 95.3.
Oh, 95.3, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's up in Collin or Denton County, isn't it?
Colin, yeah, it's the Plano up 75 ways. But anyway, a friend of mine said, "Hey, I'm about to request one of your songs on the range." I'm like, "Oh, cool, okay, cool." And she texted me a video of her doing it, and so she says, Brett Dillon goes, "Okay, what you want?" And she said, Brian Joyner, and boom, then it goes into Beer Tastes Better with You. I'm like, yes, that's so awesome. Now Brett's played my stuff before, so it's not unheard of, but it was cool to hear somebody call in and request it. And
Well, I'm not going to say the artist because he's pretty well known in the Texas scene now, but when I had my radio station, I was playing an artist's song before he went on for the interview, and he actually goes out to his truck, takes a picture of the RDS, of the title scrolling across the radio and stuff.
Yeah. I wish I need to keep that video she sent me because it was really cool. But yeah, it's a buddy of mine. I've had friends send them to me. I haven't ever gotten one myself, but I've had friends saw my stuff going across and took a picture.
Okay, the dog has been captured.
My mom gets 2 treats and she's clacking them together and stuff. And then Gabby sees her, she goes, and she runs to my mom, puts the treat on the ground, and before she can even get it in her mouth, my mom picks her up and snatches her away. I thought that this would be the time we finally get my mom in the video, but no.
We got Ned Law watching.
Hi.
Richie 13.
Hi.
Of course, Jason. Hello,
Hi.
Jason.
Hi, y'all.
He does pretty good Frank Sinatra. Or was that Frank Sinatra?
Jackson.
I did it my way.
Yeah, we got him. Okay, look, I'm not supposed to be telling y'all this. He's probably gonna kill me. But he did his Sinatra impression earlier.
It wasn't that bad. It was better than me just then.
Yeah, definitely. But but I brought him in here, put him on the mic, and we got it recorded. So we might use that as blackmail.
Blackmail stuff's good.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the best thing.
She's so mean, though. She was just mean to him. Sing or I will break up with you.
I'll break up with... Don't say that!
He's going to be so mad at us for telling off on him, but it was funny. And let's see. Nicholas says hello.
Hi.
I think we already said hi to Fred, but if not, hello. Old Farm Show, hello. And Jackson says, chill.
No.
We don't have any more secrets on you. He's probably trying to blow up your phone, but it's up 20 feet in the air right now, so you can't answer
I
it.
forgot to tell you that. So if you're texting me and I'm not answering, that's why. Oops.
Well,
Technology.
Wow.
How many songs have you had on the Texas charts?
Released 4. The first one, I was like the first one, and it's like, no, I don't think I'm going to do this again. So in 2014, I released Just Me, which is the full band, fully produced record that's out there. If you Googled me, you saw it. There's also an acoustic record that I released a couple years ago. But whenever I released Just Me, I wanted to put something on the radio. So I picked a song called "My Love Is Stronger," which is a pretty cool song, but it probably wasn't the right song to choose. And I was new, right? Nobody knew who I was. So I think I got it up into the hundreds, maybe 90s. And I was like, yeah, that was a lot of money, and I don't know if it's going to work. It's kind of disappointed. And I waited like a couple years. And then, let's see. I didn't release one this year, but last year I released Ain't No Pat Green. The year before that I released Beer. And the year before that I released Cried When He Died. What I decided was I was just going to do it my way. I'm like, I don't care what any people say. I don't care. Yeah.
Way.
I don't care if I'm releasing 4 songs. I don't care if I'm releasing, the song I like. I don't. So I released Cried When He Died, which I think is my best song. Or, it resonates with a lot of people. Or at least one of my better older songs. Then I released Beer because I thought it was more of probably a better radio song.
Yeah.
And then and then Ain't No Pat Green. I think Beer's probably a better radio song, but Ain't No Pat Green benefited from the other two, so it made it up higher. And both of those are kind of like 1A and 1B of what I thought probably the best radio songs off the record were. Actually, whenever I gave it to Brett Dillon. He said, it's one of these two, and Ain't No Pat Green was one of them. And I gave it to Dylan, and he picked Ain't No Pat Green, and I picked, Cried, because I thought that was my best song. Put my best song out there, right? So, but the ones that they picked actually, smart radio man, it got higher. So
When you said Dylan, were you talking about Dylan Steen?
Dylan Steen, and yeah.
Oh yeah, Dylan Steen's got a good ear. He, in fact, when I was promoting and would have artists, I would tell them which one I would want, I would think would be the right one to do, but I'd ultimately leave it up to them. But I would also check with Dylan on it, and me and him were in agreement most of the time.
Yeah.
He's got a good ear and knows what's happening in the music scene at the time, and it's always changing, it's always evolving.
So I'm about to I'm in the studio. Well, we're putting the finishing touches on my next record, and I haven't decided 100% whether I'm going to release another single, but I probably will. But I sent something to Dylan, which I think is my best new song. At least it's the one that I get the most crowd response from of my newer things. And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay, you're probably right for radio, but I still think it's my best song. And it's actually a rock song. It's kind of like, it has a little bit of an 80s rock feel kind of to it. It's a really cool song. I'm really proud of it. But he was like, no.
Well, there have been a lot of songs that I have liked off of albums that were not even singles.
Oh yeah, I'm that way a lot. A lot of my favorite songs are album cuts, B-sides.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm wondering, what are the record labels thinking? Or even people that aren't on labels, what are they thinking when they release the songs that they release, but they don't release the other ones because it makes you go,
Yeah.
I can understand if the song is too long or whatever, because like with Kadie's song "Stronger," it was 4 minutes and how long was it? Like 4:26 or something.
Like that.
And we had to shave it down to like
3:30.
Yeah, 3:30 something. But I mean that was the only thing we had to do it because it's hard to get a song that's over 4 minutes played. That's a lot of airtime.
Yeah, yeah, and I just instinctively that's how my songs come out. I don't know if that's from listening to the radio or if it's just the length of my songs, but all of them are about that 2:30 to 3:30.
All mine are like 4.
I have a lot of buddies who do that. Their songs are really long, and they've got, there's cool stuff you can do with it, but mine tend to fit in the radio format a little bit better, which I'm lucky. But
And that's good.
however, the flip side of that is I'm more of an Americana artist than a Texas country artist, so that's some of my problem. There's so much on Americana, and I really would like to be a Texas.
But it's also
artist,
all meshed so much now. I mean, even back when I was promoting and stuff, when you listen to 95.9 The Ranch, it was more Americana than it was Texas and Red Dirt.
Sure.
I don't know how it is now. It's been ages since I listened, but it seemed like it was all just kind of mushed up together back several years ago.
Yeah, and I think that's the way the range is. They play pretty broad spectrum of music, but.
Well, you want to do another one for us?
Yeah, let me do the song that Dylan hates.
This one's for Dylan Steen.
Scream at your picture, but you won't hear. Throw a bottle at the wall and slam another beer. Took some pills to make me feel better. I taped together pieces to reread your letter. Look in the mirror, wondering what you're thinking. You're probably stoned, must be drinking. Eyes wide open, but you can't see. Someday, some girl's gonna thank you for leaving me. I wrote about you cheating, your letter tells a story. Secret motel meetings, you almost 40. I drank some whiskey to make me feel better. I ripped it up again, and then I burned your letter. Look in the mirror, wondering what you're thinking. You're probably stoned, must be drinking. Eyes wide open, but you can't see. Someday, some girl's gonna thank you for leaving me. Chill lingered too long. You broke all the rules. You got it all wrong. Now I'm not the fool. Look in the mirror, wondering what you're thinking. You're probably stoned, must be drinking. Eyes wide open, but you can't see. Someday, some girl's gonna thank you for leaving me. For leaving me.
I really like that one.
I like that one.
Me too.
And I can tell you probably why Dylan said it wasn't radio material.
You say what you think, and I'll may try to remember what you said to me.
When I first listened to it, you're okay. When you listen to a song, you're used to the more standard chord progressions.
Right.
That one took me in a different direction. It took me to just the way you've got it arranged. The melody goes somewhere that you don't think it's going.
Yeah,
and
that's a Brian Joyner trick.
Was that his deal, or? But I like that. That's the thing. That's what I like about it.
Well, I think his reaction to it was something like that, but the words he used were more
Harsh.
No, it was just like, oh, that just didn't grab me, and he's like something about the lyrics. I have to go dig it up, but he sent it to me in an email.
I really like it.
Well,
I
did
think
you
that'd
just
be
send him
great.
the acoustic version? Or?
No, I sent him a rough mix, but it's arguably, I mean, it's one of the more rock songs on the record. There's two songs on the record that sound like, they're like 80s, have a 80s pop rock element to them, and that's one of them. And that intro, I wasn't where I got the melodic idea for that is the first part of the phrase. I can't think of it. I'd have to look it up, but it's a phrase song. It's a piano song. It's going, on the piano, dun, dun, it's the same kind of riff. That's where I got that idea.
Because that totally threw me for a loop. You hear a song and you pretty much know where it's going next, and then that one just takes a 180.
Yeah, and I think that's his reaction to it.
And then once it's taken its 180, it takes another 90 after that,
Yeah,
and then slowly turns back the way it was going.
I like it though.
I do. I like it because it's not predictable.
Yeah, I get a lot of.
Makes you
when I
sit
played
there
it,
and listen.
when I played in bars acoustic, people turn around.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's going on.
Even in bars where they're not, you've played a gig, probably maybe not you, but I play these gigs all the time where, people like me, but they're not. There's no reaction.
Yeah.
After they'll come up and shake my hand, or maybe they'll drop
But
a dollar in the
they
jar.
just
but,
sit there with
but
a
they're- yeah. But even on that
blanket
song,
stare.
those venues, they'll turn around and look. So I know it's kind of working. Maybe it's not a radio song, but it's definitely working.
I really like it,
Here's something that I've noticed, and this is working in nightclubs DJing, and it doesn't have to be big acts. I mean, you can when it's small bars, you still have your opening acts and then your main act. sometimes the main act isn't as good as the opening act,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
but yet the main act gets more response because
Of who
people
they
are
are.
already feeling a little bit better, if you know what I mean. By the time,
Yes.
but it's hard to be one of the leading acts when people are still tense, uptight. Everybody's coming in, everybody's not settled in for the night, and I think. Do you remember Mary Chapin Carpenter?
Oh yeah.
I think she did a song one time. You did it on the CMAs about being an opening act and about how bad it was, and it was actually a dig at the person that she was opening for through this tour. But yeah, I mean, I'm not an artist, but I've seen it enough to know the opening acts have it worse.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's even bad at like, even if you're like you're the first hour of a benefit, or any
Yeah.
any of that. You're the first hour if you're a bar band, or I sing a lot of restaurants, a lot of barbecue joints, a lot of Mexican restaurants, and early on it's a little bit hard. When people start getting a little bit lubricated, it gets a little bit better. But
Just kind of sit there awkwardly,
Yeah,
just
it's
playing song after song.
Yes.
Well, we got about time for one more.
Oh wow.
If,
That went fast.
Didn't
yeah,
it?
we went. Well, I don't know. We went 30 minutes because it took us 2 minutes to get on the air with all the problems and stuff. So
Maybe
yeah.
one day we'll quit having problems.
I think all we need to do is just put her telephone 20 feet in the air, and we've got
I don't know about that. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Don't look at me like I'm crazy when I yawn.
Hey, well, I mean, you don't have to do this, but what is do a cover from your favorite artist? Don't even matter what genre. Just
This I'll do this song. This is a Reckless Kelly song, and it's this song. If there was one song that's the reason I'm sitting in this chair right now, it's this song. And seeing them in 2004 at the Americana Jams got me playing again and started and actually writing. I'd never written before, so I've only been writing for, how old am I? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Since 2005. So when I was
14
30
years.
Yeah, about that long. I'm almost 50. God dang, it's crazy. When the sun went down, you were sitting under someone else's sunset, and I wasn't around. You were wishing that I was the guy that you just met, and I was probably stumbling down some back street out in Amsterdam while you were making excuses and breaking another heart. Maybe I was drinking wine with the pigeons in the square in Venice while I was wondering what you're doing and wondering where you are. When the stars came out, I was sitting in the studio on Sunset, and the lights were down, and I was wishing the time we had wasn't over yet. And you were probably headed out, house party on Lake Austin. I was making excuses and breaking another heart. Maybe you headed out, house party on Lake Austin. Forgot the Las Vegas part. Well, I was wondering what you're doing and wondering where you are. Dang it.
Like that.
When our luck ran out, I was sitting on a concrete block in Little Rock. We scream or shout, we just said goodbye and waited for the click and the lights went out. And now I'm packing it up and rolling on out to Vancouver for some wasted youth and a fresh set of lonely stars. And I'm wondering, baby, if you ever saw the best of us. And I'm wondering what you're doing and wondering where you are. I said, I'm wondering what you're doing and wondering where you are.
I like that.
Thank you.
Except for the
I
Las
like that a
Vegas
lot.
part.
Yeah, I forgot the other verse.
Close enough.
When in doubt, just sing the verse twice.
Right?
You know what? We're keeping our listeners pretty good. So why don't you go ahead and do another one?
Do crap. I knew it before I said something. Cried when he died.
Okay. So this is a song about my dad.
Oh, and hello, Sherry.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, and Neb says we need to do this from the patio sometime, and we have actually discussed spring, summer. You know, yeah,
That's a good idea.
that's a good.
It's starting to cool off outside, so that's a maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't like
Except,
sweating.
But moving all the equipment, that's the thing. Moving all the equipment every time.
I can't really lift nothing. I got
There is a
noodle arms.
bird's nest of wires under this desk.
Oh, it's bad.
I saw it. This is about my dad. I released this 4 years ago, whatever it was. Like I said, I released it because it's, I think, at least on that record, and is one of my best songs. But cried when he died. Sky's right for a funeral. The trees are bare, everything is gray. Driving down 24 hours, but I've been dreading this day. He was a sweet kid, me mom said, was everybody's friend. He left Vietnam with a bullet in his belly and demons in his head. He was a bastard to my mama. I wanted to kill him while he was alive. He was always a good daddy, and I cried when he died. He was always in the stands, and I looked up to wave. He lost everything to Walmart, and Ancient Age took him away. He was a bastard to my mama. I wanted to kill him while he was alive. He was always a good daddy, and I cried when he died. I cried when he died. When he died, I set them both free. Now he's the man he used to be. She'll have some peace till it's her time to leave, and he'll be waiting when she finally gets set free. He was a bastard to my mama. I wanted to kill him while he was alive. He was always a good daddy, and I cried when he died. I cried when he died. I cried when he died.
That's a great song.
That was a good song.
Thank you.
That was a real good song.
Get
The
the
Dimmaduck-
freaking
The
Dimmaduck
Dimmaduck
away
is
from
watching me sing.
The Dimmaduck can't bite you. It doesn't have a beak.
No, but it
You
has
know-
a little stick sticking out of its forehead. Y'all can't see that, but there's like a little metal pole thing in there. It'll stab my eye out.
Dimmaduck.
I will punch you.
I better quit. Okay, we're just going to lay this right here since
The dog is relaxed.
She
Since the dog's under
stared
control.
right at it
Where is she?
in my mom's arm.
yeah, and her mom was dancing with the dog last week when Larry
Oh
was
my
here.
God, she put my necklace on.
Oh,
Mom, quit abusing my dog.
oh boy.
She got her hair up in pigtails that her eyes were going like this.
Well, let's see. Maybe
Oh, someone asked how long you've been playing guitar.
Oh, well, I started when I was a kid, you know, and I I started out. That's why I said earlier. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. A singer, guitar player, or songwriter. When I started, I was a guitar player. I wanted to be, a rock star guitar player. I wasn't a singer, and I couldn't sing rock because I, wasn't a screamer. Wasn't one of those, like '80s hair band singer guys. And that was what I was listening to at the time. I started singing a few years later, and so I was singing something. Somebody said, "You sound like a country singer." I'm like, "Oh, that's what I am." So I started singing more in the early '90s. I was singing Clint Black and stuff like that. But I was in like '84, '85, '86. I was learning scales and docking riffs, and then in the '90s I was learning how to strum and sing at the same time. But then I graduated from college, got married, had babies, put the guitar under the bed for a few years, and that's what I was talking about earlier to that Hes Kelly song. I started over essentially in 2004, 2005. Started playing guitar again, but I was doing both because my vision of it was I would be like Cody Canada, right? Because I was really inspired by Ragweed, and I'm like, oh yeah, that could be me. I could sing, write, and play guitar. So I started doing that or trying to. It was a pretty poor rendition at that time, but 10 years later, I can I actually have people call me and say
15 years later.
Oh, 15 years later, I actually have people calling me and saying, hey, can you come play lead for me? And and then I'd, of course, do the singer-songwriter deal. So,
well, here's some talking of Cody Canada. That makes me think of something. You've got friends that are in the industry, and I've always been on the radio or the promotion side. What is it with these artists once they get so big, like Randy Rogers Band, Eli Young, Fowler, Sonny Sweeney? All these guys, when they get so big, they'll sign with a label and they'll try to go mainstream, but it don't work. Why do they even try? Why are people even trying anymore? Why don't they just?
I don't know. I really don't. And I don't fault them for it. I'm not one of those guys, sellout kind of dude, because I probably would do the same thing.
I would if I was an artist, I'd do the same thing too.
But you would hope that whoever's helping them would have the sense to try to keep them true to their roots, and they just take them too far off course, and you lose the magic, the magic formula. And Cody's lost the magic formula with, Ragweed, since they're not together, of course. But, you're right, like Pat Green and...
Yeah, the whole sound changes.
Jack Ingram, the whole deal it's just a whole different deal.
Well, and are you familiar with Bruce Robinson and Kelly?
Yeah.
She was mainstream before she met Bruce, and her career went backwards. It's really interesting to watch those old CMT videos when she was mainstream, and now listen to what she does. It's like a totally different person.
Yeah. And
speaking of that, they're going to be at the Texan sometime within the next few weeks. Texan Theater down in Athens.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his. I mean, he's a great songwriter.
And Ray Wiley Hubbard's going to be there week or two afterwards. But really, the only thing I get into with his music is Snake Farm. It's kind of weird song,
Well,
Lord.
Snake Farm and Wanna Rock and Roll, and I like to hear him do it sometimes. And then what else? What else do I like? There's a couple of others, but his storytelling is amazing. His shows are really cool because just him, just his persona is a good show, So all those guys, Jack, Pat, all those guys are the reason I'm here right now, and especially Hes Kelly and Ragweed. And I sort of saw myself as I could be Cody Canada. I mean, I'm not as cool as Cody Canada. I don't have cool hair, but I could learn to do that. I think
he has a decent beard.
Yeah, I'll go beard and hat. Cody, you do, hair and be pretty, I'll just be old and bearded.
Oh, me.
Dang, we've been going on a while.
Yeah, we've been on here for a while, so I guess we need to go ahead and
fail.
Yeah, you're going to.
I don't know.
She's gonna have to.
I don't know if y'all saw
jump
that.
a little higher than that to get up there with the duck.
Did they see that? Did you catch
I
it?
wasn't looking at the monitor. I don't know.
I bet if we replayed it, we'd catch a little 2 ears pop up above the table.
And then a big thump.
And
Oh,
a thump.
Oh, there. She might grab it and run off with it, but
she'll start punching it like
so
a cat.
we're YouTube.
Yeah, all my stuff is on all of the digital stuff, right? I mean, there's brianadamjoyner.com, but really, seriously, whenever I want to find my stuff, if I'm like, oh shoot, I want to go see what, I just Google myself and click, But it's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music, it's on. I distribute my distribution is through CD Baby, so it goes everywhere.
Right.
Even Shazam and all these places I don't even think about, but it's out there everywhere. But Google's the easiest way, or do a search on your favorite streaming.
And it's Brian with a Y.
Brian with a Y, Joyner with a Y, Brian Adam Joyner.
All right.
Look, I told you she started punching it. She went.
Well, we sure appreciate you. That just went ding.
It did.
All the springs on the. We sure appreciate having you out. And
Absolutely.
It was nice meeting you.
It's nice to meet you.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Since the Big Star 97 Awards out in
Yeah,
the
we
heat.
were in the awards together.
Late girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I changed clothes because I dressed very poorly.
My claim to fame
I went
is
and bought a
that
shirt.
award show.
Yeah.
Well, that one and the next one. I got nominated for best male vocalist, new male vocalist, and then Americana artist the next year. So my claims to fame right there.
Whatever happened to that other station? The one that was the automated station from up there. It was Our Country. Whatever happened to it?
I don't know.
I really liked that one because you could request and
My stuff got spins from it, I think.
yeah, hers did too.
Yeah.
That guy that put it together was a really cool guy, and I can't remember. I'm bad at remembering names, but I tried to look that up here several months ago and couldn't find it. I don't know if it's there anymore or.
Yeah, they were good to me. That's too bad.
Well, we're going to go ahead and sign off before the living mascot eats the dead mascot. Until next time,
Peace
we
out,
will
guys.
see you later.
Bye, y'all.